Hey, how's it going? This is Yannick from Magic Clover, the Clover way to grow. Today, we're going to talk about transplanting. And Dr. Clover here with me is going to tell us how to do it safely and how to do it the best possible way so that it's not too hard for you. Yeah, you!
Hello, my friend. This is Dr. Clover, your friend. And today I want to talk about transplanting. I want to tell you why transplanting is very, very, very important. When the roots start circling and going around the pot, plant growth is hindered. Yes, hindered. Nutrient absorption becomes more difficult because the circling roots block the other roots and prevent them from properly absorbing water and nutrients. Oh, that's bad. The plant then becomes root-bound, also known as pod-bound. The signs that your plant is root-bound are a slower growth, which can even completely stop, leaves yellowing or even dying in the middle of the plant, stems becoming harder, brittle, and less soft than they used to be. They can even sometimes turn purple. If you take the root ball out of the pot, you'll notice that the roots are turning brown and starting to die. And the root ball will be very compact as well. Roots need a lot of oxygen. They like oxygen, and oxygen even prevents overwatering. And now I'm going to share with you my number one tip of the day. The bigger the root system, the more a plant can thrive. Yes, plants need to have a strong root system. A lot of growers neglect that aspect, but don't do the same thing and you'll be successful. Thank you for listening to your old friend, Dr. Clover. The little kiddo is now going to show us how to actually transplant like a pro. See you in the next episode, my friend.
To begin with, I want to tell you a little something about transplant shock. A transplant shock occurs when you transplant the plant from its pot, its original pot, to a new pot. There's many reasons for that. You can shock the plant by transplanting too soon. For example, I have two plants with me. I've got the Tiny Tim tomato plant here, and I've got some Blue Lake bush bean here. As you can see, the Tiny Tim is too small, too young. It's very healthy, it looks very, very good, but it's too small compared to the size of the pot. There's also another sign that tells you when to transplant is when you have to water your plant a lot more often than before. When the pot dries up a lot quicker. For example, when you have to water each and every day. That's a good sign that it's time to transplant. This one is just about ready. I could wait for a couple more days before transplanting, but this is just fine. Waiting until the roots have colonized the growing medium is a very good thing to avoid transplant shocks. There's also a couple more things you can do to make sure it doesn't happen. When you do transplant, do it quickly because the light hurts the roots. Another thing, when you water, use water at room temperature because if the water is too cold or too hot, it'll hurt the roots as well. Last thing, do not use some dirty growing medium. Do not be tempted to use the soil from your garden, for example. The best thing to do is to use something that's clean. When you transplant, make sure that you're using a very soft, well-drained soil. For example, here I'm using some cocoa coir mixed with potting soil and perlite. Then I'm going to transplant my Blue Lake bush bean here. First thing I want to do is to make a hole in this new pot that's going to be a little deeper than the original size of the root ball. I'm going to take my potting soil here mixed with all those good things and I'll pour in a little bit of soil but not too much because I'm going to want to plant my bush bean a little deeper into this pot. Then I'll support the base of the plant, turn it upside down. That way it'll not crumble. You just tap it gently. And as you can see, it's starting to get a little root bound, not too much. What you can do is to just trim the roots a little and break the root ball. That way, it'll be able to produce some new roots and thrive. I'll break the root ball a little bit at the bottom, like this, just gently. I'm not gonna overdo it, and this is just fine. Then I'll place it into the new pot and pour a little bit of soil around it. This is a little tricky. And you just squeeze it a little, but not too much. It still has to be soft. I'll obviously have to clean up the table after. All right, then compact it just a little, like this. And the last step before you bring it back into your grow box or garden is to water. I'm gonna water thoroughly to help the plant recover. It's very easy to water a plant that's been transplanted because the soil is a lot softer. All right. I'll give it a good watering like this. And before I bring it back into the grow box, you need to know that you're gonna wanna higher the lamps a little bit. You're gonna wanna raise them because you wanna reduce the amount of light that the plant will be receiving for the first 24 hours so that you can let the plant recover a little bit. And then you'll be able to bring it down again.
As we learned today, transplanting has to be done at the exact right time. That way, it'll all go smooth, you will not waste any time, and you'll be able to harvest some top quality produce at home. Thank you for watching. I hope that you found this video useful. If you like it, please subscribe. That way we can make some more awesome, useful videos in the future. Thank you for watching. Have an awesome day.